you notice that very long straight, I think that's sector, what's that, sector two? The very long, in the yellow,
Yeah,
sector one.
yeah,
That very long street is going to rely a lot of high speed. Then you've got hairpin. You got that hairpin at 17. Then you've got like right here from I think it's the red area. You have like a long constant radius slow speed.
Yeah.
So when you have slow speed like that, you don't need to put high downforce settings because the downforce doesn't come into play at those low speeds.
Yeah.
So there's going to be low downforce to mid downforce settings. So that for two reasons, because you don't need it for these types of, you need high downforce settings for high speed tracks, but also to reduce the drag on that long straight, because everybody wants to be super fast on that long straight. So there's not going to be high downforce settings. That's going to hurt Max because Max likes to have tracks where he can use high downforce settings with high speed corners, which are very technical. This is not a technical track. No, so I don't know how Red Bull is going to do. I have Max will be fighting for third or fourth with George Russell. I think that's what's going to happen. We know that McLaren is good on either track, but they have more of an advantage here because on high-speed tracks like Jeddah last week and Suzuka, Verstappen gives them trouble. But this type of track, unless there's some major changes in Red Bull, I don't see them doing well on this track unless they improve their rear stability, because you need to have rear stability for these hairpins. And also they don't really have a lot of traction and things like that. So my prediction, like we said, is that it's going to be McLaren fighting for 1-2. And I think that if Norris does what he's supposed to do, he should be able to outqualify Piastri and win this race. But and that, for me saying that, it's a big should, because I think now it's just 50-50 between the two of them, and the difference is mental. I think coming in third and fourth will be Red Bull, will be Verstappen and Russell. I'm going to give the slight edge to Russell on car, but we all know Verstappen's a maniac. Ferrari is made for high-speed tracks, which is why Leclerc's doing well, because he likes tracks which are front-limited, where he can do it. And funny enough, Hamilton will like this track more because of the slow-speed corners. He can brake late and be a little bit harder, but I think he'll be 0.3 of a second per lap behind Leclerc rather than 0.6, if you get what I'm trying to say. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I just spoke grammar. I don't even know what I was saying.
No, the McLaren, I agree with you in the sense that I don't think Red Bull will get any joy from this track. Frankly, not the McLaren cars will dominate here. And where I feel Max Verstappen can do well is maybe third position. And you still have Russell, you have Charles Leclerc also breathing down his neck.
I think Leclerc won't like this track though, because he can't take advantage of high speed.
High speed, yeah.
I have him coming fifth, but it's going to be a title fight between Ferrari and Williams and Haas for fifth position. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, Williams, particularly Carlos Sainz. I think Carlos Sainz will do well on this kind of track.
And he does well on real limited tracks, yeah.
And another thing we need to consider is hot and humid temperatures in Miami. It could lead to thermal degradation. So tire management is very, very important.
There'll be rain, though. There'll be rain.
And it's going to be rain on race day. There could be rain on race day.
So that's going to cool it down.
Yes.
But I do think that I'm beginning to think that tire deck doesn't matter anymore. They're using the C3, C4, C5, which is still the harder range of tracks. I still think everything is going to come down to qualifying. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
And I think tire deck will be
more important. I believe Piastri will still out-qualify Norris.
Okay, well, why do you believe so? I'm just curious. I'm not challenging you. I'm just curious to see what your insight is.
Because the guy seems to be, it's just focused. He seems to be a little more focused.
Yeah. And I agree with you.
Yeah, he seems to be a little bit.
And actually, during the race, he has better tire drag than Norris during a race too.
And he's not really under as much pressure as Lando Norris, so I feel he will have to out-qualify.
I think he's going to be close, and that's why I'm saying if Norris happens not to beat Piastri this week, no matter what anybody says, it's over. This is like Norris's last chance. What do you think? Mr. Johnny? Yeah.
Yeah, I think well, for one, this track is definitely like a McLaren Mercedes kind of track because
Mercedes too, because Mercedes has tracks. So George Russell would do well here.
Yeah, so Russell, as I see Mercedes and McLaren doing well here, they really take advantage of it. But obviously there's going to be the big battle, big showdown between Piastri and Norris. That's going to happen. Ferrari, well,
Ferrari, and they're not bringing any upgrade. They're not bringing any upgrade.
So I think Leclerc might just, he's determined. I know he's determined. So he's gonna try and make a sandwich out of that. Out of all that stuff.
I think at best fourth. Yeah.
But Hamilton, man, I think he's just gonna be another
six
another frustrating looking whatever. We'll see how it goes. See how that one goes.